So, guys, it is basically time to finally speak about the new Tectone versus Pirate Software drama. Apparently, the new Pirate Software versus Tectone drama has reached some new heights, with Tectone actually responding to Pirate Software. Now, a quick TLDR to those who weren't here for the previous video. Basically, Pirate Software mod team left him in its entirety. He has no one left, and Tectone ended up watching, this drama unfolds and claimed that Pirate Software did not pay to his moderators. Now, Pirate Software came out with the receipts and actually showed that he did indeed paid his mods. But then, apparently, Tectone claimed Pirate Software paid, I think it was $60K to his mods, and Pirate Software reducted so much of his receipts. So we don't really know the specific amount he paid to his mods. And now basically the drama unfolds from there. So that was a little bit quick summary for y'all.
Apparently Pirate Software responded to me. I'm going into this completely blind. My moderators care more about this than I do. Now, context, here's what's hilarious. So the other day, I go live and I react to a video and talk about Pirate Software. And in that video, if you look in the top left, one of my moderators comes in here and says that Pirate Software, Thor, pays his moderators full-time salaries, often exceeding $60,000 plus annually.
There we go.
Context, Pirate Software claimed that he had 12 moderators, of which he is paying full-time salary. Now, to my knowledge, guys, I mean, $60,000 is a lot of fucking money. Now, I've never seen Pirate Software say that he's paid them $60,000. Often other people have. However, I don't want to go off that. So they did a little bit more digging, and apparently, and we're just going to go ahead and read this, while Thor has explicitly stated that he refuses to pay lower rates for international staff based on the territory lines, the exact dollar amount of the Seattle pay rate, which is where Pirate Software lives, he uses for his staff is not publicly disclosed in a single fixed figure. However, general data for the region provides context for what these rates likely entail. Twitch moderator averages. In early April 2026, the average annual pay for a Twitch moderator in the United States was estimated at approximately $64,331 an hour, or $64,331 a year.
$30 an hour? My God, I understand why they do that now. That's insane. What in God's name? Yeah, but again, still, wait, why is he using AI for information gathering that instantly discredit everything he says? I know, I don't like when people use AI for, like, info. They most of the time use Grok, and Grok is extremely fickle. Like, you can't really trust that. I think you should always check information from both sources and just cross information. That is, for the most part, the best way to come to your own conclusion that is pretty much closer to reality, right? Because no side is ever going to say the truth. Now, I will say, on my previous video, plenty of people thought I was against Tectone for some reason. Guys, I don't think you understand. I'm a true Pirate Software hater Andy, okay? Well, not really a hater. I just love watching Pirate Software taking an L. So I've been pretty consistent on following on that, but I don't have anything on Tectone. Like, I don't watch him. I watch Asmongold. I know Tectone is his friend, but I don't really watch him. I watch Asmon instead. Now, that being said, I don't watch Asmon as often as I used to because he's not really playing games anymore. I just watch him whenever he plays video games, but still, I don't have anything against Tectone. I literally don't know anything about him.
Here, $30.93 an hour. Software industry standards. As Thor's company operates in game development, Pirate Software, it is often noted that he aims for competitive industry standards. For comparison, entry-level software roles in Seattle during his period averaged roughly $119,337 per year. Pay parity. Thor claimed this company had narrowed the pay gap between roles to just $180 a year, emphasizing role-based rather than location-based salaries. So this means even if Pirate Software, and once again, I have not seen what he was responding with. I honestly have no idea what's going on here. I thought it was a very easy debunk. I feel like there's no way that, I mean, Pirate Software probably makes $90,000 to $110,000 a year based off of his analytics. So I thought, obviously, there's no way that people believe a bold-faced lie like, oh, I'm going to pay I pay all my employees a salary with benefits from Seattle, which is like where he is, right? I believe there's some deceptive language at like, you know, best case scenario, deceptive language. Worst case scenario, flat out.
Is he claiming that PirateSoftware is using deceptive language to actually obfuscate the reality? He never done that before. How dare you say that? You know that man worked at Blizzard, don't you?
Lying. Because PirateSoftware, and he made these claims back in 2022, and he stays true to them until today, which is 4 years. There's no way that he's paying his employees $720,000 in total
employees
every year for 4 years. There's just no way that happens, right? Because the claim that I say is exactly this. Bullshit. There is no way he does that. 200 subs or $5,000 to a charity of his choice if he disproves the fact that he is. Show me that you're paying 12 moderators $60,000 a year with benefits over, you know what? I'll be gracious, over the last 6 months. You show me that,
okay.
$10,000 to a charity of your choice. Ooh.
So I get it. Basically, it's a fight of people thought he wasn't paying his moderators, but Tectone was actually specific. He said $60K a year. I get it now. I understand. I think I missed that in the previous video. People have mentioned that. So I wanted to just check this video to actually confirm. Okay, that's good. That's good. So he specifically said $60K a year, not just paying them. Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Ooh. $10,000 is it's kind of a lot. That is kind of a lot. 200 subs. Let's leave it at 5,000. Let's leave it at 5,000. But yeah, so I do say this. I absolutely do say this. And, you know, I believe it should be over 4 years, but based on what I said, I will actually do that. If PirateSoftware shows me that he's been paying his employees an annual rate of $60,000 over at least the past 6 months, right? So that means there should be at least $30,000 going to each moderator, 12 of them, over the past, 6 months. So in total, what is that, $360,000? I would love to give Thor 200 subs. I would love to give a charity $10,000. His choice, by the way. His choice. I would absolutely love to do that because I feel like it's such an outrageous thing to even be put out there in the air that obviously it should be a quick debunk and move on. Initial salary promise 2024. In April 2024, PirateSoftware announced they were hiring their moderation teams and editors full-time with benefits, specifically mentioning in some reports that they were working towards high equitable pay, sometimes discussed in context with figures like 60,000, right? So in context, if PirateSoftware is saying he's paying them a salary, it doesn't matter where they're from. It just matters their role. He's in Seattle. That means a role like that should be expecting somewhere of $61,000. Payment structures by September 2024. The team consisted of 12 moderators, 2 editors, and 2 ferret rescue caretakers, all on full-time pay with benefits or contract equivalent pay. International pay equality. PirateSoftware stated that they did not decrease pay for international staff, aiming to pay the same rate within a role regardless of location. 2026 developments as of April 2026 reports indicate significant conflict with the claim that the moderation team quit or was removed following disputes, including accusations of harsh treatment and unpaid work, according to the lounge and other sources.
I mean, I really do not like the fact that he uses AI to gather information. You can clearly tell where the source is, like Reddit. It's literally written here. So I wouldn't take this as the word of the gospel, right? So I really wish he would have made like a little bit of a conscious effort to gather more reliable information. But still, the truth remained that he did indeed said $60K a year.
The situation regarding the company's structure changed dramatically in April 2026. Right? So those are all of as much factual information that I can possibly put out. So there's a clip that is severely out of context. The full context is in the video. And PirateSoftware, a man who has been frequently taken out of context, which I have defended in the past, by the way, multiple times, you would think that he would go and watch the full video because it's out there. I don't know why he wouldn't. It's very easy to find.
Haven't you seen the Stop Gilling Games shenaniganry? Like, this man never get context. He just do what he do. And, hey, you know what? It has been to the detriment of this channel, but it's been absolute gas for the rest of us.
I don't want to blame Pirate Software too much. I understand he's a busy guy, but if he's going to do a public call out, the least he can do is watch a video.
Of course he's busy. He's working on his new game, Heartbound. How does that go?
Which is, Pirate Software.
Is it out yet?
Yeah, it's bad. It's legitimately
Is it
right.
playable?
That is a complete lie. It's very easy to pull up. It's very easy to pull up. So Pirate Software responded, I have not read this yet. The moment my content blew up, I started paying my moderators and my other staff. The blow up started. And by the way, I want to make this very clear. I don't want to not like Pirate Software. I don't. I have no interest in hating this guy. I really don't care.
Nobody does, but he just makes a full-blown effort to make it impossible. It is what it is. He's just so obnoxious with such a hyper-inflated ego. You can't do anything but do a little bit of clowning. It is what it is, man. I mean, the man is literally asking for it. He had so many outs, and he used none of them. Especially with the Stop Killing Games movement, where all he needed to do was pick the lowest hanging fruit. It was such an easy W. All you had to say was Stop Killing Games good. People would have loved you. But no. He had to go against the curb for some reason, for some unknown reason. Maybe if you had like a really good reason, I could have been like, oh, okay, maybe there's some truth to the word that you're speaking. But no, he went on a tangent for an absolute dumb reason I cannot even comprehend. It was so bad. It was absolutely so bad. I dislike him. It is funny. True. You distilled it, but that is the essence of it.
Right? When the whole OnlyFans drama came out, and tell me that I'm lying, I was his biggest offender, righting every single wrong that people were saying about him. I held him accountable, and then he ceased communication. It was a little weird. I'm not going to fucking lie. Right? The blow-up started in December 2023, and payments started
That's how he
in
operates.
May 2024. We used wire transfers originally, and then ADP, and now Gusto for U.S. payroll. Wire transfers were still used for EU contractors throughout. All USA mods were on payroll, and all EU mods on contract. I even gave them bonuses on Christmas. Where's my 200 subs and retraction of your false claim? Okay, now let's see. I haven't seen these yet. So let's see how much he's paying them.
Reducted. Black bar.
What?
Nothing. Yes.
Bro, these are more redacted than the fucking Epstein files. What the fuck was this even supposed to prove? Like, what is this? I also
literally
say
nothing.
The past 6 months, and only one of your screenshots has the past 6 months. Brother, you can't say that you're paying them a full-time salary when you're based in Seattle, where, listen, bro, I'll even be generous. Let's be so fucking generous. Minimum wage, Seattle. You're based in Seattle. The minimum wage for 2026 in Seattle is $21.30. This rate applies to all employers regardless of size, which means $21.30, 40 hours a week, times 52. That means you should be paying all of your employees minimum $44,304 a year.
He's calling him on the spot.
Which is what you said. Now, I don't know why this guy thinks sending me the fucking Epstein files is enough to disprove my claim, but it's not. Pirate Software.
Because he's trying to get away with a small W by using the most obscure proof that he could ever pull. Now, if he actually just cleared those blocks and you can see how much he paid his employees and it's actually true, I'm gonna give him the W. As much as I dislike Pirate Software, if he actually paid this amount and Tectone is wrong, you should give him the W. 100%. But if Tectone is right here, like, Pirate Software is cooked. I would say cooked again, but nobody really cares. I mean, Pirate Software pretty much just burnt out at this point. But he needs to clear the air here. It's on Pirate Software. The ball, it is on his court. Because Tectone has said specifically that it was $60K.
I have no interest in beefing with you whatsoever. I was debunking a clearly false claim. There is no way you're paying your employees that much. And that's crazy. And he goes, I'll tell you something that's crazy. I pay my editor.
The reducted part is not the amount, but the employee name. You had like 3 different reducted blocks. One of them has to be the price, like the money transfers. And PirateSoftware said himself on the previous video that he hid the amount and their names for the sake of like privacy, which I can understand to a certain degree. But if you want to disprove Tectone, you gotta show how much money you transferred.
Way more.
You can still hide the
than
names
what
though.
you pay your employees. So much so, hey guys, I'm gonna keep it 100%. I've paid that motherfucker over $14,000 in 1 month. Okay, so this ain't jealousy. This ain't me hating. But the difference is, I make way more money than PirateSoftware. And that's why I'm saying I know how much you can even pay your. But yeah, how about I'll prove that. Yeah, this is my main editor. So the way that it works is I would pay my editor 20% of what I make every month off YouTube, and we had a month that was really good. We had a month that was really good. But hey, that's how much I paid this motherfucker in a month.
That's
insane. I'm not
insane.
saying this out of jealousy. Because I be paying the people who support my channels like fucking crazy.
Damn it.
All right? But I know, PirateSoftware, that you...
Bro, the people who made it big on YouTube like are crazy. Holy, man. I can't even imagine having this amount. That's insane. I'm only beginning my YouTube journey, and that's crazy to even think of. But personally, for me, I don't really care about money. So it just... I really never like the fact that Tectone kind of brags about his money. He tends to do it a lot. I don't really understand that. This point is okay because he's trying to prove something, and I think that's fine, but I never really liked that. I mean, you can pretty much just say, hey, PirateSoftware, this is how much I pay to my guy, so you should take notes, but you shouldn't really flex that you make more than him. I think it's kind of like childish.
For a fact, do not do that. I know for a fact that you do not do that for your moderators. Now, employ me next. Hey, guys, I'm going to be real. I was paying way too much. I do not pay him like that anymore, okay? I want to make that very clear because that was f***ing me hard. Okay, but when it's online, legit, like
you gotta keep that waifu money for the Genshin Impact.
5 to 6 videos, making the thumbnails, tagging them, doing all that work. He works very hard, and I appreciate that. It's a fucking lot, right? It's a fucking lot. But you can't come in here and say, yeah, there's payments that are submitted. Look, I've made the payments. Yeah, the problem is it's how much you're saying. And there is no way that you are paying anywhere near that amount. You don't have that money. Now, once again, if you are to show and you have to show all 12 employees that they're getting paid, I would prefer the past 4 years, but you can do the past 6 months and you can show me that these are real because you've lied about other things. I would love to give you 200 subs. I would love to retract the false claims because I don't want to go after people over lies. I have no interest in doing that, for real. I have PirateSoftware. I have no interest in farming you. I have no interest in going after you over shit that's
actually
lies,
based.
because there's already enough real bad people. But the problem is that when it exists that, oh, PirateSoftware only has this many viewers and his moderators are getting paid $60,000 full-time salary with benefits from Seattle, a place where the minimum wage is like $23, that's just literally impossible. And the problem is, you're making people's moderators feel undervalued, underappreciated, and I'm sorry, you can't just say, oh, well, see, look, there's payments right here, just look. Okay, well, how much is that? $100? $200? $300? Because I guarantee you this number, which should be somewhere in the ballpark of $4,000, ain't there. There's no way. Because Pirate, you don't make that much money. And I'm not saying that as a hate comment. I'm saying that as that's just the factual truth. All right? And I like keeping things in reality. Now let's keep going here. And let's see what Pirate said.
Tectone is not giving you 200 subs. They changed it now to 10K to charity of your choice after realizing you could actually prove it.
Why would I be afraid of giving him $1,000? That means why is it bad that I would pay 10 times more to charity? And also, that didn't change at all. It was from the same video. It was the same video. If you watch the video, you would see that. But the reality is that it just needs to be cleared up that he's not paying his moderators $60,000 or $44,000 a year. There's no way he does that.
If they want to give 10K to charity, have them give that charity to Maya Higa.
Sure.
100%.
Ugh.
Give the $10,000 to Alveus Sanctuary.
Sure.
Make it public.
Sure.
And I'm cool with that if that's the outcome of that.
Once again, I'm absolutely down, but I just feel like there's just no way you're paying your moderators $44,000 a year. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Hands down, man.
It seems like it's getting a little bit, like, repetitive here. Let's fast forward, see if there's anything interesting.
No.
Going on with that, Tectone made a claim that I never paid any of the moderators. He put 200.
No. I
He
did
said
not
60K.
say that. What I said was you may be paying your moderators, but you're not paying them $60,000 a year. That is what I said. I said you are not paying them
He's right.
$60,000. I literally showed the clip. I don't know what it is you're watching, but that claim was not made.
He's watching whatever the hell he made up inside of his own head. He did the same with the exact thing, Stop Killing Games. Like, it's literally the same. He did the exact same thing with the movement, and whenever Ross actually wanted to speak up with, I want to say Tectone, like PirateSoftware, and he actually was willing to squash the beef and like be live on stream with him and explain everything from scratch, PirateSoftware refused. And you know why? Because he knew that he was in the wrong. And he knows that right now. The good thing is that right now Tectone is clapping PirateSoftware cheeks, because PirateSoftware had a major pull over Ross from the Stop Killing Game movement, because, you know, obviously PirateSoftware was huge at the time, and Ross was a very small channel. He was still successful, but very, very small channel. Against Tectone, PirateSoftware doesn't stand a chance. And that's the beauty of it, because he can't dodge away. He can't avoid accountability. He can't do anything. He has to prove that he actually paid his mods this amount, or Tectone Shadow will just haunt him for eternity. And believe me, you don't want a bald dude that plays Genshin Impact right at your corner.
100 subs on the line. And apparently the claim now is that he would give $10,000 to charity if there was proof. I posted proof on Twitter immediately and showed all of our receipts from the last since 2024. And if the claim is that he
I
will
think
be paying
PirateSoftware
$10,000
watched
to
like
charity,
half
I
of
want
the
him to give
video.
it to Maya Higa and Alveus Sanctuary.
No, that's not the claim. The claim was very clearly, and I will play it again, because now you're drastically misrepresenting what it is that I said.
I think that's enough. I think we've seen enough. Clearly, huge Tectone W. Massive. Massive. Now, I will say, he did went pretty grand with that video. If PirateSoftware actually comes out with the receipts, Tectone, oh my god. People are never going to forgive him for giving PirateSoftware such a major W. But at the same time, he seems like pretty happy to pay money to charity, if that is the case. So, you know, I won't hold it again. I won't hold it against them. Obviously, the money is going to go for a good cause, so I'm fine with it. But at the same time, I will never forgive him for giving PirateSoftware a W. But that being said, right now, Tectone is 100% in the right. 100%, no question asked.